So for my secret shopper critique, I did Mugshots Bar and Grill. A little bit about what we did. We went to Mugshots Bar and Grill located on the Strip in Tuscaloosa, Valentine's Day, February 14th, around 5 p.m. I went with my roommate Dell, who's the blonde, and my friend Liv. So to get there, our friend Liv drove us, and they didn't really have a parking lot area designated for them, but they did have street parking around the area and the block that they're in. It was a clean and like safe parking area, but it wasn't very well lit, which is typical of Tuscaloosa. The waiting area, as you can kind of see, was pretty crowded. There were about like 20 people in the waiting area, which is kind of small and it wasn't well designed so that like everybody wasn't like crowded. The design of the bar out or the design of the restaurant outside was minimal. As you can see, there was just this small mugshots lit up sign that's like on the inside of like a little alcove thing right above the door. So if you were walking around looking for the restaurant, you definitely wouldn't see it unless you knew where it was. But other than that, that was all they had for outside decor. The inside, you could tell it was like a sports bar. The only weird thing about it was all of the like random people like around. I guess it's like a promotional thing to take pictures of to take your mugshot, but it was still a little bit strange. But overall, it was like a loud, family-oriented atmosphere, which was cool. Um, so to get seated, we walked in into the over to the hostess thing, and the guy said that it would be 30 to 45-minute wait, which was fine. And so we went and sat down, and we realized that he hadn't handed us one of those blinker things that tell you when to go get seated. So I went up and asked him for one. He had apologized for not giving it to me and handed me one. I went back and sat down, and maybe 30 seconds later, or maybe not 30 seconds, 3 minutes later, we had already been seated. And we kind of thought that it might have been the reason that we had gotten seated so quickly was because he had thought that we were a different set of girls with red hair. Because then there was another girl with red hair, like mine, sitting next to us. So I think he meant to seat them, but he sat us first, which I mean was good for us, but overall probably wasn't very good. Um, the table was clean, but it was shaky. My friend noticed that whenever people walked by, the whole table would kind of move and the chairs. And there was food and like trash all over the floor. Like it wasn't like gross or anything, but you could just tell like there was just debris on the floor. And the silverware was definitely clean and wrapped. And my roommate Dell, the blonde one, had said that it was really hard to get the straws out of the wrapping, which I guess is a positive since it means they're nice and safe. To get served, our waiter came up and like he wasn't asking us like how our Valentine's Day was or anything, but he was, courteous. He was a little bit too quiet for the atmosphere of the restaurant. Just it wasn't very easy for my friend who was like across the table from him to hear. But when I asked him like what to order, like when I was trying to decide between like burgers, he helped me pick one out. But overall, like he was a pretty good waiter, like didn't go above and beyond, but he was like where he was supposed to be. I ordered water and the comeback burger, which is a regular burger that's marinated in their A1 sauce recipe. The water came really quickly, didn't have to wait for that, and the food was not even 5 minutes. It didn't even take 5 minutes for it to come out. It was very hot. That was good. And I've had the comeback burger a couple of times, and it's always like fantastic. And I had asked him for some extra sauce after he brought out the burger, and he brought that out immediately. And there was no wait. My friends also really like their food. I think Mud Shocks is like consistently a really good place to eat. The bill for a burger, that seems like a pretty good deal, a $10 burger, especially for like how great it was. And it was a pretty consistent menu for like the like pricing and like what you're getting for your for your buck. The burger is really big and you get some really good fries with it, so that was nice. Um, we when you said to like look for the health rating, I looked around and it wasn't really anywhere that you could like easily find it. I couldn't find it until we were actually walking out of the restaurant and it was like over in the corner. But I think a 91 was about right. I did notice we were sitting across from the kitchen and you can see that in the bottom right corner that there's like flour all over the ground. I don't know if that's a health hazard. It's just like a little bit weird that it's like was sitting there like the whole time we were there, like an hour and a half. But overall, like that's a pretty good health rating, and I thought it was like about what it should be just based on like what was on the floor. The bathroom was kind of like bare minimum, like everything was working, the hand dryer and like the faucets and the soap dispenser, but there was water on the ground, or not water, there was a lot of like trash on the ground, but that's to be expected. Like if I guess, well, not actually to be expected, but it wasn't like disturbing or anything, and the bathrooms were clean. Um, there also, I noticed, wasn't like a sign saying like employees must wash hands, but that might be because like employees aren't supposed to use the bathroom. But I just like always see that at McDonald's, and I thought that was like a health standard. Um, so for the three good things and the three bad things, um, their food is always great. I love mugshots. The burger is fantastic, like the way it's cooked, and their buns are probably the best buns I've ever had. And the beer battered fries are also really, really good. I love mugshots because of their huge cups. They're probably like 32-ounce cups, and it's amazing. I want to steal them every time I go there. I'm a huge cup person. I really like giant, enormous cups. And then I really liked the fast service, which is not something I would have expected on like a busy Valentine's Day, but we got really fast service, which was like really nice. Needs work was probably the cleanliness, just like the stuff on the floor, like in the bathroom and the kitchen and like the regular dining area, as well as the organization, just because the hostess had gotten confused and sat us before somebody else, which, is nice for us, but I still think that they should be able to keep track of that. And the decor, I just think it's a little bit weird to see all these like badly taken selfies around. Like, I know it's a part of their branding, but it's still a little bit strange. And I think they can just like improve on that a little bit. Overall, I really do think it was a really good restaurant. I always recommend it to anybody that's in town. I tell my family about it all the time and tell them they should come. And I definitely will be going back soon because Mugshots is just a great, great restaurant. The end.